This is David Hoang again. I'm with Chisel. We just developed a new color. I'm gonna start showing you guys how to do the dipping powder. And the color that we're gonna be using today is solid 152. This is like a red hot chili peppers. Okay, now first thing that you wanna do is prep her nails. This one is a diamond bit. What it does is help to push the cuticle back, some of her dead skin out of the way. The next thing that you want to do is go ahead and use the sanding band. This one right here is actually a diamond square. What it does is help to remove the shiny of the nails without taking a lot of her natural nail away with it. Because if you use the sanding band, sometimes what it does is it will take more than it needs to be. But with this here, with the RPM about 3,000 to 5,000 RPM, it's the perfect RPM for her natural nails. Because that you have a red powder, it might stain her nail. So what you want to do now is go ahead and apply a very thin layer of the bond. What the bond does is dehydrate her nail. It helps for the acrylic to bond better. Okay, so the next coat I'm going to use is going to use the number 2 base. Now this one right here, you want to go ahead and apply maybe about 98% of the nails. But you want to do it very nice and thin. The thinner the better, okay guys? But don't touch that cuticle. Just stay away from it and make sure that you want to apply some very nice and thin. What you do, turn her nail upside down and you're going to take that down. You hold it for a few seconds and you start shaking. And then after you take it out, you release it. You do that to all 5 nails. And then when you come back, they all dry already, and you can go ahead and start remove the dust that was on top of that. Okay, this is the color that I have is 152 that I pulled it out here. Same thing, I'm gonna apply a very nice thin layer. This one right here, I'm just gonna do 2 coats because her natural nail is pretty strong. I didn't put any tips on. This is all her natural nail. Make sure that you apply them nice and thin, and important that you have to apply them very even. If you don't have that even base layer on the bottom, and when you dip them down, then you're going to start seeing some area that is missing, that it doesn't have the glue on it. So that means the color is not going to stay and it's not going to stick. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you apply them very nice and thin and even. And then go ahead and turn her nail upside down, and then you're going to start bringing them in. And what you want to do, you hold it for 3 seconds. Okay, after you hold it for 3 seconds, you shake them, turn, and you take them out. I could see the corner that I didn't get down far enough. Okay, so you want to make sure that you get all the corner down here. Yeah, there we go. Because if you don't, then they're going to leave some area that's not. Now you can see it's covered already. Okay. So you want to do that to all 5 nails. After you do that to all 5 nails, you come back and go ahead and clean them out. And you know they dry. I could see there's a little bit of glue that was sticking to her skin. You want to go ahead and remove that out first. Okay. Let me go to the next coat. Same way. Even. And make sure they are nice and thin the same way. Now that I applied them all already, so go ahead and turn her nail upside down. I'm going to go ahead and dip it all the way in. Hold it for 3 seconds before you want to go ahead and take it out. Now that after you hold it for 3 seconds, the glue is already take in the powder, enough of it. So that's all I needed it to apply 2 coats, but you want to go ahead and do all 5 nails before you want to go back and start take down the excess powder right there. Yeah, okay. Right now you want to use an activator, it's number 3. That will help to dry this one right here. If you don't have this, it doesn't dry, they will stay sticky, you know, all the way through. So you want to make sure, but you don't want to shower with it either. Just enough of it, okay? Clean them out. You want to make sure they dry before you start filing. When you start working on all 5 nails, when you come back, pretty sure they already dry. But if you come back and they're not dry, there's sometimes you can always play with it. You can pinch them if you want to have her nail to have a contour better. You can always pinch them, because when you pinch them like this, they will help to narrow her nail, especially with the person who have a really wide nail bed. And you do it one by one. If you spend time to do it, and her nail, you know, they always turn out a lot better, and they will be surprised how the nail look like when you start pinching them. So now when it starts dry ready, what you want to do is go ahead and put this cuticle out, put the skin out on the bottom, and you start filing her shape, okay? Just go ahead and file them. Now you can see after I dip already, you know there's not much of filing that I have to do, because the layer that I put them on very nice and even. So right now you can see they are not ridges or anything at all. They pretty much smooth and even. So I'm going to use the same bit that I used on her earlier. I'm going to use that bit to go in, and you start running alongside of the cuticle, alongside. Okay. As you could see, if I push that back, you don't see the acrylic that will stick into the skin at all. So when you do that, that will eliminate a lot of lifting problem, because there's nothing there that will stick to the skin at all. So that's why you don't have to worry about the lifting as much. If you push the cuticle back slightly, apply the acrylic evenly. Okay, now you could see I'm just gonna file them nice and even. Okay, and then you want to go ahead and underneath here, you want to go ahead and use that bit to even them out. Okay. And make sure that the RPM is about maybe 5,000 to 7,000 RPM. If I run it for prepping the nails, and about 3,000 to 5,000 RPM. So you may want to raise it up a little bit, but not much. Okay. All you have to do now is gonna start buffing down. Buff is the same way how I use my buff. Is I just gonna buff one direction down. Okay, it's one direction that I buff down. Make sure that you wanna buff this area and this area nice and thin by the tip right here. Cuticle area right here. On this side here, you want to go here like this. Pull the skin out a little bit before you start buffing it down. Okay. Same way to this side right here. And go ahead and clean that out at the end. Okay. Now you can send your client to wash her hand, and when she come back, make sure that you use a piece of paper towel to clean it out. Make sure they all dry before you start applying your activator. Okay, activator, you want to apply just enough. Okay guys, just enough, no more than you need it. Okay, clean them out with a piece of paper towel. Maybe you apply a little bit over too much, and if you don't clean them out, they will dry out your number 4 easily. So this is your number 4 right here. You want to apply 2 coats of number 4. Okay, first coat nice and thin. Okay, now the first coat, just make sure you clean them. This is the very first coat. Okay, it takes about a minute or so to dry. That you could start seeing it start drying right now. When you work on each finger, when you come back, by the time you come back, it's dry enough for you to apply a second coat. And after you lie here, this is the second coat. Same way, nice and thin. Okay, make sure that you seal the cap right there, and this is your finished product. And when it dry, they stay shiny like that, and your client could go 2 to 3 weeks before they come back for a refill. Okay guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.